If there's any such body, any kind of footage, it is footage that is manufactured for this purpose. Because I said it before and I'll say it again, they are lying.
Okay, so that was Representative Coleman, the woman you see right here in the middle of the screen, in the middle of all of this fighting. According to her, Homeland Security, they are a bunch of liars, and they have manufactured footage to make members of Congress look bad and say they have assaulted Homeland Security officers.
Including body slamming a female ICE officer, so we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay, so now comes the fun part, and we can all work together. We are going to listen to what Congresswoman Coleman has to say, and then we will look at what the footage has to say, and then we will make a determination on how we feel about all of this.
So we were there for a tour. ICE was giving us the runaround. We finally got into a facility. We heard some noise. We came out. We found out the mayor was there, and ICE was having conversations with him. They asked him to leave the facility. He left the facility, went behind the gates, out there with the protesters. The ICE members were talking on the phone. We hear them say, "All right, we're going to go to arrest him."
Okay, now we don't have to do a lot of work for this one. There happens to be a no trespassing sign in the middle of this interview and on the gate. Now, I do want to point out the mayor has been charged with trespassing, a felony, and this member of Congress is confirming, yes, the mayor was on the other side of the gate, but then he came back onto public property, and that's the problem these members of Congress have.
We asked, why are you arresting him? He's not on the property. He's not on your property. They ignored us. They opened the gate. They pushed through people. There were several armed guards, and they went to get to the mayor. And LaMonica and Rob and I tried to shield the mayor. I don't know anything about anybody hitting back at any of those large and weaponized officers.
That's right, you heard that correctly. This member of Congress is admitting to shielding off the mayor, and we will look at the footage. She is admitting to shielding off the mayor to block off law enforcement from arresting him. Now, let's look at the footage and see if it's manufactured. Now, if you're unaware, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees, this is what falls under that category. Forcibly assaults, resists, opposes, impedes, intimidates, or interferes with any person designated in Section 114 of this title while engaged in or on account of the performance of official duties. Let's go back and watch that and see if impedes, intimidates, or interferes happens to be in that footage. Now, we have more footage to get to and some more claims, but again, take a look at this list and you tell me if impedes, intimidates, interferes, or resists, or opposes, if any of that was in the footage you just saw that's supposed to be manufactured.
This whole issue of arresting the mayor on what was public property was wrong. There's no reason to arrest him. ICE caused this chaos, and it was just an illustration of their responding to someone at a very high level in the organization, because we had all of the New Jersey ICE officers and supervisors there on the ground with us to conduct the tour. So our question was, why are you arresting the mayor who is not on your property? Why are you causing this chaos? And why are you treating people with such disrespect and humiliating the mayor of the largest city of the state of New Jersey? And why are you pushing on us?
See, this is where things get very confusing, because as we heard already, that member of Congress literally admitted to shielding off and blocking off members of Homeland Security, and now she is saying, nope, it's actually their fault, and she's questioning, hold on, why are you pushing on us? Maybe it's because those members of Homeland Security were trying to arrest somebody for trespassing. I also want to point out, if you steal something from a store and then you leave that private property, you can be arrested even if you are on public property. If you already committed the crime, it doesn't make a difference where you are arrested.
If any official, including these members of Congress, want to enter the facility and take a tour, DHS is more than accommodating. But just because you're a member of Congress does not mean you can break the law, trespass, put law enforcement at risk, and storm the detention facility.
Okay, so two things. Number one, these members of Congress were actually allowed, and they did go through the detention center, and everything was a-okay. And number two, Homeland Security keeps saying they stormed the detention facility. Where is this footage of the storming the facility? Well, here it is. Now, I don't know how much more clear it gets than this when it comes to the footage. You have law enforcement officers with their backs up against the gate trying to shove off a whole crowd of people who are clearly trying to get to the other side of the gate because the mayor has been arrested and now he's on the other side of the gate. But what happened on the other side of the gate? Well, we have the footage.
To a congresswoman like that, and you gotta put your hands on me, you will pay. You guys are creating this.
Your use of words is very different from the spokesperson for DHS who was on CNN. She used the words body slamming, saying that the mayor and other members of Congress were body slamming and were being rough with the ICE officials. You're disputing that.
Yeah, so how ridiculous does that sound? They're 200 pounds. They've got about 35 pounds worth of stuff around them, including a gun on their arms. I can tell you what I think about what they're saying. The president of the United States opens his mouth every day and lies. He can't breathe without lying. He's given permission to his cabinet and those who work for him to lie. And she's lying too. And so I was there. I saw it. I was a part of it. I was in the middle of it. We did not in any way, shape, or form disrespect the physicality of any of those ICE agents. And to say so is just to perpetuate the kind of lying that we are experiencing in this country at the highest levels.
Now, I'm sure you are noticing a common theme. That member of Congress is not denying anything. Her big denial is that she purposely physically harmed another law enforcement officer, but she is not denying she was in the middle of it. She is not denying that she blocked off law enforcement officers. She is denying that, they had anything to do with the storming of the facility. But I want to point out, and we'll watch the footage, even this member of Congress right here in the red, she is seen putting her arms on officers, and many people are calling this out as well. Look at the footage again, and look at this Congresswoman in red.
Off of me! Get your hands off of me! Get your hands off of me! I'm not letting I'm not letting you cannot push you cannot push you cannot push get over her!
So as you can see, there are several moments where you can see the woman in red, a congresswoman, literally shoving and pushing officers out of the way. And by the way, we actually have a POV cam in the middle of all of it where we get a better angle and you can really feel how intense the moment is. So again, you can clearly see on the footage, she is putting her arms and hands and body all over officers who are trying to make an arrest while at the same time trying to back up and block everybody off from trespassing.
We should let viewers know there will likely be more arrests coming. We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly.
You say a video of members of Congress body slamming ICE
That's correct.
officials?
That's correct, sir. It's disgusting.
Okay, and so if you have that video, are you suggesting that members of Congress will be arrested who were there yesterday?
This is an ongoing investigation, and that is definitely on the table.
Is saying that the videotape, the body cam video that would be released later would show the violent nature of the mayor and others body slamming. We don't see that on this videotape, but we do see some movement of bodies and the tussling of the moving of the body cam vantage point, but it doesn't appear to show the mayor being violent or members of Congress being violent with anyone. Did you see anything that would match that description?
No, and as you can see, I was literally in the middle of it. No, if there's any such body, any kind of footage, it is footage that is manufactured for this purpose. Because I said it before and I'll say it again, they are lying. There was no reason to arrest Mayor Baraka. There was no reason to create that chaos. There was no reason to cause any kind of confrontation. He did exactly as they asked. They went outside of the property following the orders of someone on the phone, and they arrested the mayor of the city of Newark.
And myself, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, and Congressman Rob Menendez. We're here conducting an oversight visit, which we had the power to do as congressional members. Statutory authority. And so that is what we're here for, and we're waiting to speak to a supervisor to let us in here because, as you can see, they will not let us in.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to leave your comments down below on who you think is telling the truth, if you think the footage is manufactured, how you feel about all of this. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's my opinion. I do think we are going to see some arrests for sure, or the Speaker of the House is definitely going to have some strong words. We have yet to hear anything from Donald Trump. He's not talking about this. He's talking about some trade deals with China. But as far as this situation, we don't have anything yet. I am sure the Trump administration is absolutely going to slam the Democrats. We'll see what happens. God bless, and we'll see you all later.